Shaking, everybody. How are ya? One of my very favorite bands of all time. Hatesphere, right here. Hatesphere. I believe they're from Denmark. I think. Hey, what's going on, Pedro? How is everybody doing? Got low energy today. Low energy. I had the afternoon off day. We had a blizzard last few days. It's crazy outside. And they actually sent us to work today, which was super shocking that they had the schools open. And it was really rough out there today. It's pretty rough. The driving was fun, though. I like driving in the snow, lots of it. Like, we got roughly, I don't know, about this much. We got about 20, all in all, probably 20, probably close to 30 centimeters all in all throughout the last, like, few days. And, yeah, I had to shovel that, to clean off the cars and everything else. It's, and then get to work and everything else. I had the afternoon off to run some errands, and here we are, guys. I'm just feeling a little bit today, so give me a few minutes before I pick it up. What are we doing today? Well, again, my name is Tyler. Welcome to the Amps Sim Show, episode of 55 episodes. That's a lot of hours of streaming, guys. I also have to say this will be the final stream. Well, you'll be seeing the familiar Sit Strings logo in the top corner. Unfortunately, they've made some changes. Sam! They had to change... basically, the way it worked out was that they could no longer offer us the deal they've been offering us, and it just kind of... I had also kind of decided that I just want to buy strings locally, to support my local shops. And this gives me the opportunity to do that. It also gives Sit an opportunity to kind of throw somebody else in that spot, somebody that could use the support more than we could. And there's a guitar store that just loves my business, and I like going there for strings. They're nice people, and they keep a pretty good stock of strings. And I may just buy there from now on instead. I think that kind of just works out a little bit better. And we're going to be taking on a new sponsor for the channel, or for these streams anyways. And I can't wait to, we're just kind of working things out right now with a new sponsor. It won't be a string sponsor. It'll be, I think we're going to be working with a guitar sponsor. And we'll see how that goes. It'll be fun. That we're going to be doing some pickup stuff this year as well. I'm going to be working along with a smaller pickup manufacturer, testing some pickups out here on the channel with Amp Sims. That somebody that likes what we do, so we're going to be working on something with that as well. What are we doing today? Well, we're going to be testing out a whole universe of boost pedal plugins. And I said, what's your favorite? Talk to me in the comments, by the way. It's sort of a rule. What's going on, Pedro? Not a rule, but do feel free to bounce stuff off me. Talk to me in this one. What's your favorite boost pedal plugin? Pardon me. I have a cat hair located somewhere on or in my nose. As you guys are aware, I live in a house full of fuzzballs, and I can see them floating around, and they just end up finding your nose. They get caught in your nose hairs. There's one right now. Get off me. And yeah, brutal. So if you're in the comments, talk to me here, guys. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on. This is an Ibanez RG with a simple setup here. I believe the setup in this guitar is going to change soon, though. This is a DiMarzio Evolution that I just keep this pickup around, this humbucker, and I just keep it around and I throw it in, and it's been in and out of a lot of different guitars, and I really like that pickup, and I like to keep it around. So I think this is going to come out, though, and I think I may try out a Jupiter rail. Greg Knight, how are you, man? Good to see you. And going to be chilling out today and just having some fun with boost pedal plugins. I got lots of them. Greg Knight, man, old school represent. The whole team here is just old school. Love it. And if you're joining us in the comments and maybe you're new here, you're wondering what the fuck did I on. Well, what we do here is we just test software. We talk about software, the gear it's modeled from, how it's modeled. We talk about a lot of things related to amp sims here on the channel, and I can't wait to get started here today. We got a long list of old and new. This is the new multifaceted Dead Horse plugin. It's got 4 different skins on her here, as you guys can see, and man, this thing is awesome. Then we go to the very oldest in the collection, the TSE. It's so tiny. Look at it, because it doesn't. None of these have vector UIs, guys. So just chill. They're old. Calm down. This thing is as good as it is old. This thing still rips. Got the Nembrini audio. This is free. So is the last one, by the way. Dead Horse not free. TS808 free. Nembrini audio. I'm not sure if I'm not sure on that. Don't quote me. That TSC. I believe TSC even has their stuff up for download anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have a theory of what happened with TSC, but that'd be speculation. I don't want to do that, but I have theories. Anyways, next on the list. So this is free, by the way. This is not. This you can get this from Brainworks. I've seen it as cheap as $5. This is a terrific. This is done by Igor Nembrini when he was over there. We probably won't get to this one today. Maybe, maybe not. It's just. It's not that it's bad by any means. It's very, very good. If you get a chance, grab it for $5 for sure. But for the lack of time and the sake of time and everything, I'm just going to take it out because I know I probably won't get to it over its counterparts here. This is my favorite old school tube screamer. This is the TS999 Sub Screamer, and I absolutely love this plugin. I use this on everything for a very long period because you have to build your own rigs. And that's what pushes people away from a boost pedal and other pedal plugins. It's like, I don't know how to use these, and I don't like it. I only use standalones. Is there a standalone pedal? Nah, shit. Come on, get a DAW and learn how to build a signal chain. You're a big boy or a big girl or whatever it is. You're an adult. Whatever you are, you're an adult. Learn how to build a signal chain. Gosh. Stop being so reliant on convenience. Sometimes you have to learn how to build a signal chain. At one point, you have to learn how to put together pedals on a pedal board, right? Maybe not. Maybe you're a complete digital player. Either way, there's a learning curve to everything, and this is not hard. You got to learn how to build your own signal chain. So this is free. This is not. This is a... Ooh, I saw a couple of people react to this one poorly, and I've seen a couple of people that really enjoyed it. We're going to get your theory on it. It's a little pricier, and it's not licensed. It's not licensed. It is a bit pricier, and it is also based on something that's out there for free. You guys give me your theory on this. It's very, very simplistic. It's easygoing. However, the opposite of easygoing and simplistic in the pedal plugin world is the Scream from Cytomic. If you've ever heard of Cytomic, you'll know of their plugin called The Glue. The Glue, it made them their money. Got them up into the world. It is what they kind of became their biggest thing. The Scream was, gosh, this thing was in paid beta state for like years. And you might be thinking it's just a tube screamer, bro. But yeah, you look at whoa. If you look at the mods and all the different things that you can do with this. You can literally customize every single little solitary part in this. There's mods, there's bias, there's volt. This thing is the real fucking deal. Okay? This thing, if I'm gonna go and pay decent money for a screamer plugin, Cytomic the Scream is probably where I'm gonna go. Next we go TSB. This is old. They revived this as the I believe it's the default pedal in Amp Hub. STL Tones Ignite. This is the TSB V1, the Benevolent Tyrant Screamer. And this thing was done with, I think, a band in mind. Was this done with the band Benevolent? I think it's just called the Tyrant Screamer now. But even in this form, this thing was on a lot of different stuff that I did. I want to say this is still my favorite overall screamer of all time, plugin wise. This is the Green Reaper from Audiority. This has a multiple types, including a Bronco mod here that is similar to the Protone Dead Horse, although, man, nothing does it like this licensed plugin. We're going to get into that. This thing is awesome. Also paid. Free Greed Smasher from Mercurial Audio. Yeah. Free Forte Boost 22. Yeah. Free Shoeless Drive Pedal from Resington and Wavemind. Yeah, free. And then the X-Drive pedal from Wavemind, 100% free. We're going to be auditioning these with just 2 amp sims today and 1 IR. I'm going to get that IR going right now. As it always is, it's all ready to go here. It's just sitting pretty, waiting to be called upon. This is the Dr. Bonkers EGA 412 414 Hype Reel Mix. This is my favorite single IR of all time. It's dark, but I like it that way, and it is fan-fucking-tastic. So that's going to be used today along with 2 different plugins. Why am I just going to do that? Because I want to just hear, and I want you guys to just hear what the pedal is giving us. If we're just changing things all willy-nilly throughout the stream, how are you guys going to understand the subtle differences in what the pedals are giving you? I mean, how am I going to hear that? You know what I mean? It becomes tough. So if you're ever auditioning new IRs, new pickups, new anything, make sure the rest of your chain is all 1000% stuff that you are very familiar with, so that you are getting exactly what that particular piece of gear is giving you. And you know what everything else is providing already. You want to know what that piece of gear, that item sounds like, even if it's down to a new fucking cable. Make sure everything else is ideal. Everything else is stuff that you're very familiar with. You know the tone that they're giving you. One new thing at a time, folks. Hey, Ton Guitars, how's it going? Mark Swarbrick, how are you? Hope are doing good. Bo, how are you? You guys are fucking having a great day. I'm having a great day. Having a lovely, just a little sip of water here. I'm out of the raspberry cranberry heaven that I've been on lately, mixing that with a little bit of just carbonated soda stream water with the juice. Guys, I love it, and it has helped me. I talk about getting off the Coca-Colas like it's like a big, like it's like this like huge habit that I got to kick. Really though, it's if you're trying to quit anything that you're doing daily, you know what I mean? It's tough, especially when it's got like caffeine involved. And man, I drank a lot of Coke for a long time. And then during the summer, this past summer, I went on an absolute outrageous Coca-Cola kick. And I got to make sure I say Coca-Cola, not the other, just the word, because then everyone's like, what is he talking about? So anyways, that's where we're at with that. And this is just finding different juices to mix with some fizzy water. Nice. All right, so we're going to start with the L12X, and we're going to set up that, and we're also going to use and I think I fixed it. Yay, I fixed it. Actually, we're going to get started with this big here. This is just your plain old ordinary RG. As mentioned, this is nothing exciting. It is not that exciting of a guitar. It plays really nice. This trem is blocked really nice. It does not move. And so far... All right, let's make sure. That sounds exactly what it should sound like, in that a 5150 without a boost pedal, guys. It's definitely, it's a raw beast. It's big. It's, you know what I mean? It's gigantic sounding. You gotta do that. We're gonna start with the Dead Horse. We just came out with Wavemind as in a trio of pedals. Guys, this company just continues to shock me. Just how good Chris at Wavemind really is at what he does, guys. And man, when he asked me to help him out with a few things, I was just like, yeah, I've helped lots of developers do little things, but man, like this guy just continues to come with banger product, tons more coming down the road. That sounds pretty good so far. And I know I've got another pedal on there. I can tell. Yeah. Get out of here. That sounds good to me so far. Sounding pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it. Tell me what you guys think. Yeah, this guitar sounds really good. It's definitely a bit of a darker sounding beast. So you guys be the judge. That one sounds pretty good. Yes. Yes, it do. We're moving along. And you're going to find that with a tube screamer, most of the time, I'm going to roll things up to about 7 on the tone, 7 on the volume, and a 1 on the drive. That is just a good starting point for me. Pretty good so far. Pretty good so far. That sounds pretty good to me. So without... Now we'll bring in, again, we're going pedal to pedal here. Goodalax. Gutalax, Goodalax. Either way, this band is hilarious. If you haven't heard them, do it. This one sounds good too. Again, we just keep going like great sounding tube screamer to great sounding tube screamer. Whoa, what happened there, guys? That's very interesting. I don't know what the fuck be happening there. That was an odd sound. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what that was. Sometimes you get strange sounds. Yes, it sounds great in front of the rectifier, actually. And I will maybe try to get that in at some point. Here's the reason I've been holding back a little bit on promoting the Rev in streams lately is because there's a huge update coming for it with lots of microphones for the cab section and some other stuff. He's got something, a large update cooked up for the Rev F. So I want to make sure that we don't promote that too much ahead of that stream and it's going to be really like it's great because as he's coming up with these, you know, new different techniques, he's adding them to old plugins, just like a lot of every developer does that. Every developer is doing that. So it's terrific to see him doing that. All right, so again, that one sounds pretty good. We're just going tube screamer to tube screamer, trying to find like and we're moving. So let's get into this mixed wave overdrive here. Now, does it sound as good as, does it sound good enough and operate good enough to maybe want to add? I don't know about that one. Hey, what's going on, Kyle? Hope you got my response there. And I'm actually, so I wanted to make actually a comment about that Wavemind plugin as well. In the last stream, I was mentioning I hadn't really tried it, and I was looking forward to it, and I wasn't really super familiar on the artist, and I've learned a lot since then. The artist is called Distant, and they are touring the United States, if I'm not mistaken. And this suite, guys, it is a ball crusher. This thing, it is coming for you, and it is designed to crush. But it's also got some other things going on as well. Some different stuff going on in this plugin, and I really liked it. So, Kyle, you're going to be getting a doozy, an absolute doozy on this one. So yeah, I'm not personally vibing with that one at this exact moment, so we're gonna continue. Let's go with the Scream. Now I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Last time I used the Scream here on a stream, this thing crashed my shit. It did. So I'm hoping it doesn't do that this time. Let's hope it doesn't. Okay. Yes, this thing is pretty awesome. If you've tried it, you'll understand that it's awesome. If you've never tried it, then so be it. But why am I not going too in depth with any of these as we're trying them? Because really, I'm going to stop with the ones that have got a little bit more going on, but otherwise they're all just pretty much the same deal. You set them up the same way to start. You tweak as necessary, depending on your pickups, depending on the amp, depending on the purpose, depending on the genre. Don't just go with the 0, 10, 10 Ola modern metalcore settings. Don't do that. especially because if you've got a really like an amp, or let's say a set of pickups that have got a really like a nice mid spike in them somewhere. If you're turning that tone knob all the way up, you're gonna make a mess as well. If you're keeping it on those settings, and you can start there as well if you'd like. You can then come down and see where it comes comfortable, or come from 7 or 6 or 7 up. But I would not suggest just doing the 0, 10, 10 and just leaving it there. I would suggest tweaking it depending on the amp and everything else that you're using. In my position, my situation, I don't use pickups generally that are like super crazy high output. So I always like to have something where I can add a little tiny bit of dirt and have some flexibility where I can. I have not tried Rose stuff, but I'm fairly certain I know who codes the stuff for that guy. And he's a really nice guy, by the way. Can't remember his name. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I know who codes the stuff for him. I can't be exactly sure, but I think I know. And if that's the case, and it is that coder programmer, then yeah, the August Rose audio stuff is absolutely worth checking out. I have not yet really given it a shot. I would like to reach out to him, and maybe if he's cool with it, I can do a demo and do a stream of just his stuff. I've tried the Growler. I have the Growler installed, and it didn't superbly floor me, but it was one of those things that sat in the middle. It was like, it definitely did not suck, but it definitely didn't do anything. It was like, whoa, like this, throw those other plugins out, that kind of thing. It wasn't to that level, but anyway, sick. This song comes on every stream you're in, Eddie. Once again, the Throwdown Pantera. Yeah. Doesn't sound anything like Pantera. You can hardly notice it. Anyways, we're moving along. This is the Tyrant Screamer. Why do I say it like that? Well, if you know, you know. If you listen to Immortal, you know. If you don't listen to Immortal, that's cool too. This thing still cooks. This is like a 12-year-old plugin, maybe older, and this thing still absolutely cooks. I was practicing this riff earlier today. It's my own riff. I should be able to play it, but no, I can't play it apparently. Thing still cooks. Still cooks. The Great Southern Throwdown. Pick up your change, brother. Oh, boy. I haven't heard anything from Throwdown since this album. I know they've got albums. I think they still tour. I mean, what band doesn't still tour to pay the bills, though, right? There's so many bands that you did not know were still playing shows that aren't even necessarily touring, but are still doing like paid gigs at like festivals and casinos and shit like that. The bands that are like, oh man, the bands that are still reuniting, out there, and there are bands out there that just should never have reunited. And there are bands out there that need to reunite like soon. Like, can Skid Row just get it over with? Sebastian Bach, bring him back. I know the guy's a colossal tool. But man, bring the guy back, make some money, man. Go on those tours with Motley Crue. Like, there's like 2 original members of Motley Crue. Tommy Lee's barely there. There's like, and Vince Neil's only about half still there. Tommy Lee's only about half still there. So arguably there's only still them and Nikki Sixx. He's barely, so 1.5 members of Motley Crue. And those guys are killing it. They're fucking killing it. Oh, wait a minute. I think maybe Bo is trying to tell me something here. I saw your message there, buddy. Are you trying to tell me that it did get the update already? If you guys will notice, I've got the back here. I'm gonna put a light on it, but I've got the Christmas display displayed. I've got a little tree up there. Why with the G? All this with the G sharp? Come on. I put a new battery, like a proper sized battery in this tuner, and it lit up happier than it's ever been. Which means I've got about 5 days until the battery dies again. So yeah, this is the benevolent Tyrant Screamer. Pardon me. This thing rips as well. So this is free. You can go get this right now. I think you can get it on KVR or the Ignite Amps page. It's there. So they've still got all their old freeware is still up. Unlike others that no. I don't say it. You know, just I was about to say something and this little thing in the back of me said, "Don't say it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it." And I'm not gonna. I just thought that I found a better way to phrase it. I really loved what STL Tones did. STL Tones Sunny True Love, they existed prior to the merger with Ignite Amps. But when he did that merger, he wanted and they agreed to, I'm not pretending, I don't know the inners of their deal, but they agreed that there would be a dual branding scenario. STL Ignite is a merger as opposed to just like, we are hiring you to make our things. You will sit in this dark room and go unnamed. We will pay you extra to be unnamed, but you will never be named for your contributions. I don't like that way of doing things. I love that STL Tones embraced the fact that they brought in one of the industry's best and greatest at the time, and they still are. So I really liked how that was done. How they actually merged and did a lot of amazing things for each other. It was awesome. It was exactly what all of that situation needed, and it turned out to be one of the best. It's one of the best companies going right now, STL Ignite, by far. And why is it a great company? Because they've got really great people on one side, and they've got some really great people on the other side as well. Like, they've got great people on both sides of the tech. The sales people, the support people, a great person at the top, awesome AR. They've got people, coders, and an amazing, one of the best on the planet. And a great team with him and Fetty and Carlos. So again, buy with confidence. Anytime you see an STL Ignite product, it's always going to be high quality. Speaking of high quality, moving along to another developer that has nothing but very high quality stuff. Audiority. Fantastic developer that really does not have anything bad in the lineup. And this is a plugin that I used for, again, this is one that I use all the time and still do. And let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Speaking of Mortal, did you guys see Abbott fronting a Motorhead tribute? Guy, that's been going on for a long time. Bombers? Yeah, man, he's been doing that for like 15 years and then some. And if you go and see Abbott's version of Lemmy, holy shit, he's good, man. He can do a really, really mean Lemmy. And they make good money. They play festivals and shit as bombers. That's pretty cool. And Lemmy apparently gave them a stamp as being one of the better tribute acts out there. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Luca is very friendly and knowledgeable dude. Yes, he is. He's also not the head man, but he's also the tech mind behind Polychrome DSP. There's a lot of these guys that are doing double duty. Everybody that's talented, I would say, all the talented, most talented people are doing at least double duty in this industry. So they're busy. All of them very busy people. For what I'm sorry, the Ignite stuff will not load up in Ableton for me. So it's shit canning your entire session. Interesting. Have you talked to their support about that? I love that. You know, Kyle, you're lighting it up today, buddy. So I just have to go back and make sure I get... You guys are moving fast today. I love it. Hold on a second. I go back. Man, you guys are moving quick today. You tried the August Rose. Yes, we got back. We got past that. I am going to give that a shot. Tone guitar. Chaos Audio. Chaos Audio. Do we know anything about Chaos Audio, Adi? Bo, do we know anything about Pedro? Do we know anything about Chaos Audio? Yeah, Sebastian Bach he seems like the kind of guy that just holds a beef for his entire life and just never stops beefing. There are some people out there that are just like that. They're just not happy unless they're miserable, though. I can say I did see Skid Row's. Skid Row was my first concert. Well, my first real concert. My first concert was Mr. Take these broken wings and fly again. That band? Yeah, that band was my first concert ever. I was in grade 3. And then it came time for me to go to my first metal concert or my first rock concert. And I went to see Skid Row with my uncle. And it was supposed to be Pantera opening for them, but Pantera couldn't get over the border. I didn't know who Pantera was at the time, but it would have been cool to say that I saw them when. But in any event, I did not see them when. But it was a band called Killer Dwarves that had jumped on the bill. They're a Canadian band. They jumped on the bill. And I remember very little of it. I remember being one of the shortest people at the show and being quite afraid for most of it because everybody was large and drunk. So... But I did see Sebastian Bach in the original, in their prime. Yeah, so this one's beefy too. Now we're going to another free version here. This is the Greed Smasher 1.2. This thing has been around for also many moons. It has seen some things. It's been around. It's done some stuff. This is based off of a Mesa Boogie Grid Slammer. Is that what it's not correct? Yes, the Mesa Boogie Grid Slammer. I don't actually know too much about either. I don't know too much about this pedal in its analog form. I've tried one, but I really don't know a whole lot about it. I just noticed something though about the UI. I just noticed that the pedal was green just now. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, he does a killer Lemmy. There's a video of him, several videos on, you can just search it up here. Abath Lemmy. Just Abath Lemmy or Abath Motorhead, or just search Bombers Motorhead Tribute. And, or Bombers Motorhead. But they have a song called Bombers too, so yeah. I have heard of Chaos Audio, but I don't know much about them. They have a pedal that loads their pedal their plug-in pedals, really? Yeah, the Green Smasher is a gooder. This one's a solid one. This is free and it's old, but again, this is what does age have to do with the plugin, really? If it's being supported, it's just code. You know what I mean? If it's been supported and it's been kept up to be on your system. Guys, folks, adults, children, just letting you know that these are not video games. These are not video games, and it's not the same as a video game where, like, you play a video game that came out 10 years ago. You can absolutely 100% tell that you are playing a video game that came out 10 years ago. You can factually do that, unless you're playing like the remastered Skyrim, and then that's cheating because that's the remastered version. If I played if I played Skyrim right now, the original version, I would know I was playing it. You know what I mean? In this case, you cannot tell that I'm using a 10-year-old Tube Screamer. You just can't. There's no way you're going to be able to tell. You're just not. In my opinion, you're just not going to. I can't tell I'm wearing headphones right now. I'm throwing the pick up. Throwing the pick all around. I am going to bring this back just a little bit and see if maybe, just maybe, hold on. All right, guys, it's got to be done. That sounds a bit better, a little bit closer anyway. If you can fucking pinch harmonics, not good. Oh my God, can you? Yes, okay, but Greg, what I mean is these things are being kept up. You can definitely tell a 10-year-old plugin. Yes, absolutely. But we're talking about the ones that are kept up. The Emissary, for example, is in its first rendition is like a 12 or 13 plus year old plugin. But I can use the Emissary right now in its upkept self. It's been brought along. It's been given the necessary things to compete and to, swim upstream and swim in the same stream. Yeah, it's older, but it's been given what it needs. It's been given that fresh look. It's been given that fresh upkeep. And therefore it sounds awesome. Nameless Suite is going on 7 years old. I mean, how old is Nameless Suite now? And that is an older plugin, but again, they just did the X version that gives it brought it forward. To my opinion, you weren't able to hear, it wasn't starting to sound dated. It was just lacked some of their bells and whistles, and they wanted to put in the bells and whistles. I understand what they did. It still sounds great. I'm not saying it sounds better or worse or anything like that. I'm just saying I really liked it. I thought it was fine the way it was. It didn't necessarily need upkeep, although when you have a very, very high maintenance customer base at times that want all the features from every plugin built inside one plugin, sometimes you're gonna get that push and things are gonna do what they're gonna do. So Yeah, that's the thing. We're getting there, though. Yes, the Lapoo stuff, you can use the hybrid, and I'm sorry, but yeah, I can use the hybrid right now, and it's getting close, man. If I use it with great IRs and everything else, I don't know, man. Like, it's tough to tell that's an older plugin. A couple of those, like the rectifier, though, the rectifier looks and definitely sounds its age. But the hybrid, it's still, look at it. Like, let's look at this thing. It still looks terrific. Look at this. I mean, I can't make it any bigger for you guys because there's no vector, but this thing looks just as fucking good. This UI, if I was able to make it bigger, looks just as fucking good as any UI on the market right this second. Look at it. It looks fantastic. This is so far ahead of things. This is what we got for free. This thing is free. And you put it into your chain, and yeah, you can, and it would sound great with all of these as well. And this thing, I think, still holds up. Still holds up. Yeah, some of the other stuff, though, is starting to show its age. Now, I was talking about pedal plugins. This one, for example, yeah, look at it. Look at this. So this one here, so the Tyrant Screamer got a brand new facelift for Amp Hub, but what about the TS99? Can we get it some love? Look at this poor son of a bitch. Look at him. Look at him. Let's get this guy a vector. Let's get this guy brought into the new universe. You know, let's bring this guy. Come on, guys. Do yourself a favor and next time, and go right on all of the STL posts that when are we getting the DS999 sub screamer? Please, come on. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I want to see it. Why am just, yeah, go away. Anyways, let's move. We're moving forward, not backward. This is another boost. We're getting into the one knob boosts now. Yeah. Yeah, that's really wanting to make a lot of noise, though. He was really angry at me just now. In any event, this is based on the Fortin. This is the Fortin 33. It's based on. This is the Fortin 2 pedal, based on the Fortin 33, which is similar to the grind pedal, which, if I'm not mistaken, are just one knob. They've basically taken a TC Electronics preamp, the old preamp, 3-knob preamps that you see so many people enjoying. They just ripped the knobs off, made things attached with one knob, and just kind of made things work as they work. I'm not an internals kind of guy. I'm just very layman's termsing it for you on this one. As far as I understand, on the innards of the grind and the 33 are at least loosely based on the TC Electronics preamp, if I'm not mistaken. And this thing is really cool. I like this version of it. This sounds really good. Sort of the ones in the neural plugins, but you can't pull those out. You can't out. They also, they should do that. Make some pedal plugins. Neural DSP. Come on. They've thought about it, but then again, when you're doing a pedal plugins, it's tough. It can be tough when you're doing pedal plugins because there is a significant amount of support when you're supporting importing these things over to the new Mac this and new Mac OS and things else. There is so the more plugins you build, the more maintenance you have to do, right? To make sure that everybody gets to use them. Metal Zone, what? Hold on, I missed something. I can say that. I can see that, Greg. For me though, I mean, I don't really notice. I really don't notice in some of the older plugins. There's some, yeah. Okay, we're gonna talk about the Magix amp. That company abandoned that many moons ago. Let's pump the brakes on the Magix amp. If you guys don't know what the Magix amp is, you guys go right ahead and look it up. Don't buy it. It's not worth your time. It wasn't even good. The thing is though, that plugin wasn't even good 10 years ago. I'm talking about an exceptional plugin stays exceptional. The TSC X50, for example. I would love it if somehow I could get in touch with TSC and somehow get them to make like that suite again and somehow make it available to us so we could make it available to you somehow in some way as like a free suite. Because gosh, that plugin is really good. And it's just too good to go to sleep, you know? And that's another case made here for another plugin that was just absolutely updated, upgraded. And then, you know, it got to that, you know, one state and it ended up looking, sure, for us, this might not look like a brand new plugin. It doesn't look bad by any means, but the sound of this plugin is fantastic. There's a few pedals. This is a fairly cool boost pedal. No idea what it's made or what it's modeled from. And there's a few different preamps involved as well. You have the X50 and then you have the X30, which is nice. Oh, this one is, wait a minute. No. X30. Preamp. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. X30. Here we go. And it's also got this one in here, right here, which is the E530 from Angle. And you've got a couple of different, you can switch the power tubes on it. Also, the IR loader packed full of awesome stuff from Chop Tone, Synmix, Fat and Lazy, Call Phelan, and 3 Sigma Audio, which are all companies that, what are we listening to here? Just stop the song. Don't go on about things afterwards. So just showing you guys that, yeah, lots out there. All right. TSE used to have their own line of plugins actually based on a bunch of old pedals, and they were all really good. And they didn't market them, didn't advertise for them, wouldn't send in anyone a freebie at all, even for like, they wouldn't pay for content apparently for these things. They just said, we are going to release these and then you will buy. Like they didn't tell anybody about anything. And then I just remember hearing that they were a thing, and I ended up buying them and absolutely loved them. But they wouldn't support the plugins, which was the other thing that kind of sucked. They wouldn't support the plugins at all. The plugins just sort of went away, and then I guess they went obsolete. BBE did something similar with an old line of plugins, BBE's Stomp. It was like Stomp Pedal Board or Stomp Box, Pedal Box or something like that. It was also quite good. And they just sort of like, I think that one might actually still be for sale though. It might still actually be for sale. Yeah, you're right. It's up until this was released, Kyle, up until this one here was released, the Ampcraft 1992 here, up until this one was released, that was still my favorite. Still right up until the release of this one. And then these guys did this one, and Kazrog did this one, and Shane rather did this one. It was just baffling. This one is truthfully authentic. You can close your eyes, you can play it, and it really does sound and feel like you are playing through the blocked letter itself. And I've seen some comments like, "Oh, the UI looks crusty and it looks old or something like that," or it's not. And they really wanted that. Oh, it doesn't have a 3D mic. That I can't pin the tail on the donkey. Everybody, I can't do it. I can't wave my magic wand. So this must be it's no good. Some people get used to some things and just get very entitled, I think. But me, I just think that the amp is all that matters in the amp is really all that matters to me. Is the amp really, really good? This one is really, really good. So are the pedals and so are the cabs, but there's just no 3D type of thing, you know. This is obviously a bit different. I can go back and I've got my whole. This is a really good loader, by the way. For those of you unaware, Kazrog used to have re-cabinet, and they had this awesome. They had like a loader and everything was great, and it was just, oh man, they had their Thermionic suite, the loader they had, everything was terrific in it. So it's nice to have, they've included a really good loader here, which is great. You've got a nice loader. You can load your own stuff in here all day. All the control that you need, all the tone shaping options that you really need. It's all in here. And they give you a bunch of pedals as well. And the price is priced to impress. And one of the things that you avoid being able to having to charge a high price for a plugin is, number one, graphics. Those are not cheap. Especially, you know, moving vectoring graphics are not cheap. Okay? So that right there, not having this moving vectoring graphic, they're not forced to, they're able to charge a little bit less. By using this cab loader instead of the 3D situation and avoiding the matrix and having to shoot and place a lot of files that nobody will ever really use, instead they give you a really nice selection of cabs and a really good loader to just throw them into and get what you need. It doesn't really matter. Why does that matter in the cost of things? Well, it's the cost of shooting everything on a different level. It's the cost of creating that matrix. And it's also at a cost of the needs to your machine as well. So for me, 3D cabinets are not and never will be an absolute must. Are they an industry standard thing? And do you need them to be taken seriously? It would seem so, though. But Kazrog doesn't need that to be taken seriously. They've been around for long enough for everyone that's ever used really an amp sim for a little bit knows that Kazrog has quality. And if you haven't used anything from Kazrog, you know what? Make sure you try the 1992 Ampcraft 1992. I cannot tell you enough how this will immediately stop your search for the perfect 5150. You don't need them all. You just need one real good one. Yeah, man, we did. We had a stream for the old Thermionic stuff. And I was really bummed because originally Kazrog had said that what he wanted to do was take all the stuff from Thermionic and create like a multi-amp, like an amp hub type scenario where it was like all the amps in one and he was going to rebirth all these amps. And that didn't happen. Unfortunately, he decided to do the one by one. And we have to remember that Kazrog is very serious when it comes to creative and processing plugins like compressors and all the different things that they provide over that do really, really well for them. And you also have to, if you're looking at it on the span of sales, guys, really, really good. I'm telling you right now, really, really good plugins that are made really, really well and are actually used by industry professionals. It's more rare than you actually think. And a lot of their stuff gets used by some pretty serious producers. So again, if you're also into doing your own mixes, check out everything Kazrog has to offer. I just wish he would put the old Thermionic collection just as is and just put it out there and charge $50 for it. And whoever wants to buy it can buy it. And he didn't want to keep it on the market. I was just so upset that I was really upset that he pulled it off the market. Because it's just so much goodness in that suite. Yes, he absolutely did. Shane's been around since the very early days of Amp Sims. He has been there and he's done that. And guys, so we didn't get through all of our boosts today. We got through almost all of them. The only ones we didn't get through are the shoeless drive pedal from Resington. This thing is like a DOD, what is it? The 250 preamp 250 DOD. I can't remember. In any event, it's that plus a mod. And this little switch up here, the little mid switch is nice. Hey, this is a fun pedal. So check this out next. This is free as well. Okay, guys, make sure you check it all out. Also, and you guys have seen this many, many times on the channel here. This is the X-Drive from Wavemind, also free, based off of my favorite one of my favorite pedals. My very favorite, this would be in my top 3, the Maxon 808X. My number 2 is this, also represented in this chain in the Protone Dead Horse. But my number 1, my numero uno, is probably never going to happen. The Way Huge Green Rhino is just not a pedal that any developer out there is looking to put any time towards. So I think I'm probably going to have to pump my brakes and not expect that to hit a plug-in land anytime soon. Oh yeah, really? Yeah, I agree. Quality over quantity is great, but he had both. He had both quality and quantity. So why get rid of one? I think he would have been way better off. I get it. I get both sides of what he's trying to do here. I can't second guess anybody's business decision. I just know that at the pace these are coming out, and the last one wasn't even a thermionic amp. I haven't checked it out. It's the Jimmy Page. It was like a Jimmy Page Zeppelin amp of some sort. I'm not familiar with. And he's going to be, there's a lot of amps in that thermionic collection that are just going to get forgotten in this rebirth process of Ampcraft. Like the Diesels, the Bogners, all the 5150s he did. Oh man, there's just so much. That Fender Champ. Oh, the Chimp. The Chimp was so good. There's a lot in there, guys. It's just, so good. Kind of a bummer. Kind of a bummer for sure. Anyhow, I'm going to get going. That has been my time. I don't have as quite as long as I had figured, and I got on here a bit late. So my apologies, guys. But thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for just being part of the channel. We are going to be making taking some big swings in 2025, and you guys will be here with us. Thanks so much. Get in on the ground floor. And there's never going to come a time where I'm going to like mass share and put any kind of crazy advertising or marketing into this page. I like this like organic growth, and if people don't like our numbers, so be it. I want people to find us when they want to find us, and we'll do that. We'll do that eventually. Doing contests. Somebody suggested, why don't you go back to doing more contests? Contests are really just enough for people to stay long enough to win things. The case is very, very evident. There's a few people actually that used to watch a lot and used to win things, and now no. As soon as we stopped giving stuff away all the time, just never came around anymore. And you're only going to get, I honestly think that contests and stuff like that, sharing contests, they just breed fake users, fake shares. And we like what we have going around here. 300 plus people so far. Cheers to that. We absolutely love everybody for being here and checking out what we do here is a very niche thing. We understand that. So anybody, we always tell you, if you like what we do here, you know what, guys? Send us one person. Just one person. One or two down the road of people you think might really enjoy what we do here. All right? That's all we need. And then we'll keep finding people just like yourselves. People that just want to be here and have fun, have a good time. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for helping us grow. And we've got big news coming. And again, I did want to say thanks so much to Sit Strings for all the support over the last like 6-7 years with me and Honest Amp Sim Reviews and the Amp Sim Universe. Appreciate you. And Tim over there he's just been really awesome. So thanks so much for that. And yeah, best of luck and best wishes. Nothing but the greatest things for Sit Strings. Guys, check them out. They still are the best strings. I still will buy them at every point because the store rate over here does carry them. So yeah, guys, check out Sit Strings. You will not at all regret it. Cheers, guys, and we'll see you next time.